Marquis Wen of Wei, whose personal name was Wei Si, was the first ruler of the state of Wei, after the Wei clan formally separated from the state of Jin. Some records suggest that he may have been a cousin of Wei Ju, who appeared in our previous story, the division of Jin state. Under Wei Si's leadership, Wei became the strongest state in the early Warring States period. By examining his leadership style through the following stories, we can uncover timeless lessons on leadership that remain relevant today. One day, Wei Si hosted a banquet to celebrate his military success in conquering the state of Hongshan and incorporating it into Wei's territory. In his excitement, he turned to his officials and asked, "Am I a merciful ruler?" Ren Zuo, a well-known nonconformist, replied bluntly, "You took new land but gave it to your son instead of your younger brother. I do not believe you deserve to be called merciful." Like any ordinary person, Wei Si was offended by this unexpected criticism and grew visibly angry. Sensing the hostile atmosphere, Ren Zuo excused himself and left the banquet. Still unsettled, Wei Si turned to another official, Hai Huang, and asked the same question. "Of course, you are merciful," Hai Huang responded confidently. Wei Si, still irritated, pressed him further. "How can you be so sure?" Hai Huang explained, "A merciful ruler inspires righteousness in his subordinates." Ren Zuo was bold enough to speak his mind freely, without fear. That alone proves you are a benevolent and tolerant leader. Upon hearing this, Wei Si realized his mistake and immediately sent Hai Huang to bring back Ren Zuo. He even personally descended the stairs to welcome him. This incident spread across the state, earning Wei Si widespread admiration. Many talented individuals were drawn to serve under him, helping Wei rise to become the most powerful state of its time. From this story, we learn that a great leader must tolerate differing opinions and never retaliate against those who challenge them, regardless of how their views are received. One day, while enjoying music and wine, Wei Si was accompanied by his trusted mentor, Tianzi Fang. As the melodies filled the air, Wei Si suddenly remarked, "The harmony is off, the bells sound too sharp." Tianzi Fang smiled but said nothing. Wei Si, puzzled, asked, "Why did you smile?" Tianzi Fang replied, "As the ruler of Wei, your concern should not be about the music itself, but about the officials responsible for it. The fact that you focus on the melody rather than the people managing it makes me wonder if this applies to other areas of governance as well. As a leader, you cannot be an expert in everything. Your greatest task is not to master every field but to appoint the right people, assess their performance, and motivate them to do their jobs well." Wei Si took this advice to heart and began implementing a systematic approach to talent management. Shortly after, the position of Prime Minister of Wei became vacant. Wei Si was torn between two candidates, Wei Cheng and Hai Huang, and struggled to make a decision. Seeking guidance, he turned to his most trusted general, Li Qi. Political appointments were highly sensitive in ancient China, as favoring one candidate could offend the other, leading to dangerous rivalries. Li Qi, aware of this risk, responded carefully, "I do not know Wei Cheng or Hai Huang well enough to recommend either. However, I follow a principle called the 5 questions when evaluating a leader. 1. Who are their closest friends? A person is often a reflection of their company. 2. How do they spend money when wealthy? Do they indulge or invest wisely? 3. Whom do they recommend when they hold power? This reveals their judgment and motives. 4. What will they never do at their lowest point? Their moral baseline. 5. Would they seek ill-gotten wealth if they were bankrupt? A test of integrity. If you can answer these 5 questions about your candidates, you will know who is right for the role." Upon hearing this, Wei Si immediately knew whom to choose. Wei Si once sent General Yu Yang to conquer Hongshan, a neighboring state. Yu Yang, an expert strategist, adopted a long-term warfare strategy. Though Hongshan suffered heavy losses, the war dragged on for 3 years, causing internal dissatisfaction in Wei. Frustrated by the prolonged conflict, officials constantly pressured Wei Si with both written reports and verbal complaints, accusing Yu Yang of mismanagement, even suggesting he might be a traitor. However, Wei Si remained silent and stored every complaint in a box, refusing to act hastily. As the war neared its end, Shongshan's rulers, in a final act of desperation, threatened Yu Yang with his own son, who was held hostage in their city. When Yu Yang refused to compromise, they executed his son, cooking his flesh into a meat soup and sending it to him. Astonishingly, Yu Yang ate a bowl of the soup not out of cruelty, but to maintain his soldiers' morale and show that nothing could break him. Back in Wei, officials were horrified and told Wei Si, "If Yu Yang can eat his own son's flesh, he is a heartless man. How can you trust him with an army? He is too dangerous." Wei Si ignored the criticism and stood by his general. When Yu Yang finally returned victorious, he was filled with pride and arrogance. Wei Si welcomed him warmly, rewarded his success, and praised his contributions. Seeing this, Yu Yang broke into a cold sweat, realizing that without his lord's unwavering trust, his military success would have been impossible. Overcome with humility, he immediately resigned from his position and retreated to a small city, choosing to live a quiet and secluded life. In this case, Wei Si protected his best talent but also ensured they never forgot who supported them. A leader must balance authority and empowerment, giving subordinates space to perform, while subtly reminding them where true power lies. From the above stories about Marquis Wen of Wei, we can learn timeless leadership principles. 1. Tolerate dissenting opinions. Great leaders embrace criticism instead of retaliating against it. 2. Focus on talent, not micromanagement. A leader's job is to hire, motivate, and assess the right people, not master every skill. 3. Use Li Kei's 5 questions to evaluate leaders, a practical tool for selecting trustworthy and competent officials. 4. Support capable subordinates while maintaining control. Like Yu Yang, ambitious subordinates must be trusted but also kept in check.